Hey guys, I'm here with the Wonder Boy himself, Michael Young.
Hey, what's going on San Francisco? What's going on Bay Area? What's going on California?
Man, a lot going on, guys. I tell you what, I was telling Michael yesterday. So we're here talking about real estate Q2, right? Second quarter. I was talking to Michael as we were walking into this room, telling him that yesterday, all of a sudden, the world woke up. It was unbelievable the amount of people that are now jumping in to buy. I don't know what exactly caused it. I do know this, that in the last few days, rates have come down. Why are they coming down? Well, they're coming down, first off, you probably heard that we've sent our destroyer to the waters of North Korea. That's one of them. The other thing that you may or may not have heard is that it looks like this little company, little Japanese company called Toshiba, is not going to survive and is most likely going to go bankrupt within the next few months, which is unbelievable to me. Toshiba, dude, I mean, that's one of the bastions of the world corporations, and here they are. And I think they're just we want to talk today about what's going on specifically here in San Francisco. As you know, a lot is going on. If you've been in the Bay Area for more than 5 years, you notice that the world has changed on us. So with that said, I'm going to roll it over here to Michael to talk a little bit about what's going on the real estate side, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit about financing.
Yeah, thanks. So just to back up a little bit, why is it so hot right now? And it is super hot in San Francisco, especially for single-family homes. I think what happened was back in 2016, people were waiting for the election. What's going to happen with Clinton? What's going to happen with Trump?
It's true.
Nobody wanted to jump into the market. Election day happened. People were still nervous. Oh my, Trump got elected. What is this going to look like? People held out. They held on until after the new year. They held on until the inauguration. After the inauguration, they waited for what's really going to happen. They actually saw what Trump was doing. Very pro-business. So what happened? All that pent-up demand, boom, right now they're jumping back into the market. We're seeing very strong multiple offers in the sunset. It's a great time to sell if you're a seller. Tough time as a buyer. But my way of thinking about it is either as a buyer, you pay a little bit more now, or you pay a lot more later. So as a buyer in this market, my recommendation to you is if you bid, don't bid to save money. You're going to lose 90% of the time.
That's true.
Bid to win.
Great advice.
You got a ton of people out there competing against you. You want to make your dreams come true. Don't think about what you're fearful of. Think about what your dreams are and bid to win in this market.
That's great advice. Look, I've always said this. I come from Wall Street prior to doing mortgages 19 years ago, and I can tell you I would always get these folks who wanted to time the markets. So timing anything, just understand that human beings, we're atrocious at timing the markets, whether it's stocks or real estate. We're really not that good, even though we think we are. Let me just give you an example without naming names. I had a client who essentially day traded $17 million within months. He had to go bankrupt. House was foreclosed on, and that really beautiful Maserati convertible on the back of a tow truck. He had to go back and live with his mom. Went back, good thing, to school to get his master's degree. He didn't really understand how things really work, that everything goes in cycles. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because those of you who want to time the markets, I'm going to tell you something. From your Uncle Ed here, you're going to get spanked. If you look at what pricing has done in San Francisco, and keep in mind, I've been here since 1968, aging myself a little bit. Back when you could buy a house for 30 G's in San Francisco. Imagine back then timing it. Look at the prices. Even in the last, forget about 1968. Look at the last 5 to 7 years in San Francisco, what has gone on. Now, for those bubble theorists that are out there, keep in mind that bubbles don't exist when people actually have to qualify and put money, meaning skin in the game, called down payment. They actually have to have their incomes verified. All this stuff is now verified, as opposed to prior to 2008, where you can, and you were approved for a mortgage. You can be weekend at Bernie's and buy a house. You can be dead and buy a house back then. Things have changed dramatically. We're back to kind of the 90s of how mortgage companies were doing underwriting. So having said that, look, there is an opportunity cost for everything. The more you wait, and this isn't a sales pitch, by the way, because everything is individual and one size does not fit all. Everybody has a different situation, and that's why we love to meet as a team with you face to face so that we can customize something for you. But there's an opportunity cost to everything, and waiting is extremely expensive.
Absolutely.
Now, granted, we're here to tell you that home ownership isn't for everybody, and not everybody can afford these prices. You know, some people say, whoa, San Francisco's overpriced. Yeah, to who? You'd sell that to somebody who's making $400,000 or $500,000 a year, and they might even be 26 years old, by the way, who has $2 million. To them, it's not expensive, right? So everything's relevant. That's why we're also seeing a lot of people leaving the Bay Area. If you saw maybe about a week or so ago, the news was talking about, there's an article out there talking about 40% of people in the Bay Area are thinking about relocating. Now, the key word here is thinking about. You know as well as I do, it's very hard to leave here. Why do you think everybody's coming here? It's equally as hard to leave. Why? Because it's awesome here, right? Jobs are here. Let's be honest, the Golden Gate Bridge, pretty cool place, pretty nice. There's everything here. In San Francisco, you don't really have to go anywhere else. You can Uber yourself to death to every event, go to restaurants, everything is here. And that creates demand. We're only a 7x7 city, and you know we have nowhere to go but build up, tear down. There's no more land. And so it's going to continue to be that way. It has been since the gold rush. It's not going to change, especially now that we have major technology here in San Francisco. I mean, it's not just technology. We have some major law firms here. We have a lot of really big companies in San Francisco, and that's not going to change anytime soon. So any closing thoughts?
Yeah, and just to a point on what Ed said about people trying to time the market. How many of you out there are waiting to time the market or waiting for prices to decrease? Please raise your hand. Okay, I want to work for you because that means you know something that I don't. If I knew when the market was going to rebalance, I would be a rich person. I'd probably be retired by now. Okay, for those of you who are telling me, oh, I'm waiting for things to cool off, you're in for an unpleasant surprise. Is my advice. Why is that? Sure, there's going to be a rebalancing. The economy is cyclical. It happens.
Everything's in cycles.
Everything's in cycles, but nobody really knows how to time the stuff. But if you look at values and home prices over time, it always goes up. Is there going to be rebalancing? Sure, there will be, but it's going to be nothing compared to 2008. The government, we cleaned up all of that crazy lending back in 2008. This time around, the financing criteria, they're much more stringent.
Yep.
If there is going to be rebalancing nationwide, it may balance, but it'll pop right back up. In the Bay Area, what my guess is when it rebalances, that means prices will just level off. I bet they probably won't go down, but they'll level off, and after a period of time, they'll shoot right back up.
Well, think about this. Even if we have a correction, not a bubble, a correction of 5%, do you think 5% is really going to make a difference in your life as far as being able to afford something or not on these kind of prices? 5% of $1 million is not going to make or break most people. I will tell you, I've been doing this 19 years. I'm an OG at this thing. There's just no way. Now, we have creative ways of getting you into a home, and those are things that we need to talk about on a one-to-one basis because, again, we have to customize it per your own situations. There are ways of doing it that maybe you haven't thought of because we're doing this 24/7. I mean, we literally... These are my pajamas. I slept in
We go
this.
to bed like this. We wake up like this.
We literally do. My wife is like, can you give me some more space in the closet? Because you have 900 ties. I literally sleep in this stuff. But, you know, we do this because we love it. That's the bottom line. And we do really want to help you. If you want to get a piece of it, because here's the thing, is if you're renting, you're paying somebody. Guess what? You're paying somebody's mortgage. It's called your landlord. And guess what else you're doing? You're paying the IRS way too much in income taxes. However, if you're the person who has controlled rent and you're paying $1,000 for your really great 2-bedroom apartment, we can't beat that. We can't beat that. That's just the reality. But if that's not the case and you really want to look at the numbers, make it unemotional, because the numbers will dictate, because most likely this next purchase of your home is not going to be your forever home where you're going to die, we should talk. We should talk and talk about some ideas and some strategies that may work for you. And by the way, some of those strategies and ideas may mean that you can't implement them right now. But isn't it better to prepare today for tomorrow than just let tomorrow become today? Because tomorrow's going to come by anyway, so the question is, what are you going to do with the time? Because I can't believe it, man. I'll tell you what, Michael. I can't believe I'm going to be 49 years old at the end of this month.
Time flies.
And I got a 3-year-old, by the way. I'm late to every game, including having kids.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that waiting has a big, big cost. Because I tell you what, my son is going to be 18, I'm going to be 63. And you know what they're going to say, right? Oh, your grandfather's so cute. And I'm going to be like, what'd you say? Right? So we leave you with that.
Thanks for checking in, for tuning in. We'll see you again next week or the week after, okay? Have a good one.
Thanks a lot.